production of Fox Sports.
We are Buckmore. We are Arizona.
The 1-2. Popped up. Here comes Chris Young. Still charging. The Diamondbacks are the National League Western Division champions in the year 2011. What a night it was, how great it was for this great state of Arizona. The Diamondbacks, the National League Western Division champions. This series rolls on with the San Francisco Giants with a ton to play for still. You see, this team wants to open at home in the playoffs. They have clinched the division title. They have a 7-game lead, but they're keeping an eye on the Milwaukee Brewers, and they're trying to fight to open at home. The Brewers, Marlins, all you have to do if you're the Diamondbacks is tie. A tie, and you are in with the home field. Hi, folks. That was a lot of fun. We trust you were able to share in it last night. This is Mark Grace. My name is Darren Sutton, but the games go on. 5 more left for Arizona, a lot to play for, and specifically for Ian Kennedy, a lot to pitch for. He gets ready for Game 1, but he also looks to win again. It has been a fabulous season for Ian Kennedy. He certainly, with 20 victories, belongs in this select group.
No question about it. Ian Kennedy, I think, surprised a lot of people by coming out and doing what he's done this year. Winning 20 games, it just doesn't happen very often, folks. Clayton Kershaw's got 20. Ian Kennedy trying for number 21 tonight. I think, honestly, probably Kershaw's going to win the Cy Young Award, but Ian Kennedy can put himself as the second best pitcher in the National League this year, and that's pretty doggone good.
By the way, did you see that quartet, that graphic? As we go to break, we want to remind you that when you see 2 of those pitchers for the Philadelphia Phillies, that's why you want to avoid the Philadelphia Phillies in the first round. That's what the Diamondbacks are playing for and hoping to open at home. We're going to unveil something very special. You won't want to go anywhere. The champs will take the field. Also, a little bit of the early hardware will go out on that wall. The celebration continues here at Chase. play slots with your Players Club card at any Gila River casino. You could win up to $20,000 instantly. Jack in the Box limited time. Jack's really big chicken sandwich combo is back, and it's $3.99 plus tax. Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Aaron Sutton in a very special moment here at Chase Field, an unveiling, if you will, and a chance to get to see the Arizona Diamondbacks being recognized as the National League Western Division champions. It's at this point we turn it over to Chuck Drago.
Your 2011 National League West Division champion, Arizona Diamondbacks. And now, fans, please turn your attention to the area beneath the D-backs lineup board for a special unveiling.
So the Diamondbacks have a lot of work to do. Kirk Gibson said it yesterday. This is step one in a journey, but there's the footprint of step one. You see it beyond the lineup board outside the wall beyond left center field. Kirk Gibson has made it very clear that was just step number one. Ian Kennedy is on the mound. He gets ready to go to work. He can't be concerned about any of this, and he has to trust in a few backups that are out there behind him, but honestly not too many. I mean, Henry Blanco will play on occasion against the lefty, and he has been a slugger and a dependable catcher to say the least. And Colin Cowgill plays in left field. Let's take a look at the numbers, though, for Ian Kennedy. Ian making his 33rd start of the year. He is an epic 20-4 on the season with a 2.88 ERA. Kennedy, 216 innings on the season, and the Diamondbacks are 24-8 in the games that he has started. Let's take a look at the San Francisco Giants starting lineup. And the Giants went through all this last year, so they're looking from a different eye. Pepsi Max tells you it's Justin Christian, Mike Fontenot, Carlos Beltran, Pablo Sandoval, Brett Pill, Brandon Belt, Hector Sanchez, Brandon Crawford, and Eric Serkan. So Ian Kennedy up above the National League Western Division Championship footprint, if you will, for the Diamondbacks. They certainly hope they're hanging a lot more than that. As Ian gets ready to go to work, the 26-year-old right-hander. Hispanic Heritage Night, the jerseys honoring those of Hispanic heritage, those in our community, those that mean so much to us, with the Los D-backs on the jersey. And wearing the Saturday Blacks. Saturday Blacks
Love
are
the
great.
Saturday Blacks.
All right, let's play baseball as champions. These Diamondbacks. First pitch, belted. Left center field. Racing, looking up, it's off the wall. And Justin Christian was tired of waiting and watching all that Diamondbacks celebrating, because he just made his own statement. That's a double.
Oh, first pitch of the game nearly leaves the ballpark. Justin Christian just ambushed Ian Kennedy's very first pitch. Bang! Off the center of the wall, about 400 feet away. And the Giants come out and say, well, we still feel like we've got a chance in the wild card, so we're not going away, Ian Kennedy.
Sister Christian.
Sister Christian. That didn't look like a sister.
Oh, that great rock song for the 80s.
Absolutely.
He came right to work. Over the outside corner, strike one to Mike Fontenot. Well, immediately we're obliged to point out that there is still life for these San Francisco Giants, and they are keeping an eye on what is going on. Atlanta defeated today. St. Louis won. That allowed St. Louis to pull one step closer. 0-1 the count. Locked up. Fouled it into the catcher's mitt. Fontenot 0-2 the count. The other thing we're obliged to point out as Fontenot tries to drive in a run is that there is no one better than Ian Kennedy in the game among starting pitchers in keeping runners at bay when they are in scoring position. He just shuts down the offense when there's a runner in scoring position. He's number one. 0-2 the count. Popped up, into the seats it goes. And I mean, when you look at some of the guys and who they are and what they do in that group, Bruce Bochy would love some timely hits. And Kennedy, a 140 opponent's batting average. 140, and now you're starting to talk about the best single seasons in the last decade, a decade and a year. It's an interesting collection of pitchers, but it's just been an incredible run. A little chopper. This will move the runner over. Fontenot in the end, that's a productive out. Runner at third.
And a very good two-strike approach right there. Just putting the ball in play. Helping out your ball club. Very unselfish. All it takes is a little slow tapper to shortstop to move Christian over to third base. Or he'll have a conversation with our old buddy Tim Flannery over there, the third base coach. And give Carlos Beltran an opportunity to give the Giants the lead.
They played Beltran to pull. And the first pitch is a fastball inside the Beltran. 1-0 the count. Carlos, fabulous as a Giant. They wish they'd have him healthy for longer. 336, 6 homers, 17 batted in. And that's the season he has had. That includes his numbers with the New York Mets as well. Into the dirt it goes. Henry keeps a changeup with him. He has hit Arizona well this season. He's hit Arizona well throughout his career in this ballpark, too. More than 300 homers, more than 1,100 runs batted in the career of Carlos Beltran. Swing and a miss. At a 2-0 changeup.
Beautiful 2-0 changeup.
Now, a pitch like that to me says, clearly, mentally, I'm just a bit ahead of you with the pitch like that. It's a smart man's pitch. That's a gutsy pitch on 2-0.
Well, he also has a base open. Just missed the outside corner, 3-1. It looks like he is being careful with Beltran. A guy that has just hammered the baseball since he's come over to the San Francisco Giants.
Switch hitter.
A red hot hitter in his own on deck.
And he's another switch hitter waiting on deck. The 3-1. Into the dirt. Yep. Although I guess pick your poison. Sandoval comes up now. Let's take a look defensively. Brought to you by David Robleski and Associates. Cowgill, Young, Upton with the night off. So Parra's out there. Roberts, Bloomquist, Hill, and Goldschmidt on the infield. And Henry Blanco catches Ian Kennedy. So Cowgill moves over to left field from the bench. Parra moves over to right field from left field. Parra more than helpful as a right fielder, but he is just a natural and gifted left fielder.
Looking for the double play ball now.
Ian's rolled up 14 of those this season, which is just a touch below league average. So Kennedy, not a guy that, well, like Saunders. He doesn't get double plays like Joe Saunders does, who leads the National League. That's exactly right. Pablo, 23 long balls, 68 batted in. Curve ball into the dirt it goes. Nice job, Blanco. And no interest in moving up there is Beltran.
Which is puzzling. By moving up there, Beltran now takes his team out of the double play opportunity. You see the block there. It looks like it should have gotten far enough, especially with the speed of Beltran. But nothing doing.
And Ian Kennedy led the National League in wild pitches last year, is in double digits this year because of the breaking ball. He throws a bunch of wild pitches. That should have been one there. Curveball stays high. Remember that, too, if Kennedy does get one of those coveted double plays. The 2-1. Pitch is high, rushed it up there, 3-1 the count. Sandoval could not start last night with a pretty severe shoulder problem that does not allow him to swing comfortably anyway or effectively right-handed. There was a lefty out there, but you see what he's done hitting left-handed in September. The 3-1. Swing and a miss. 3-2 the count. It's a sellout tonight, by the way. Ryan Roberts bobblehead night. And the folks, they're coming out. They were wondering if they'd see a clinch, but they get to celebrate a championship with this club. They get a chance to celebrate a blue-collar guy who represents the team like Ryan Roberts. And they hope cheer for a 21st victory for Kennedy. And honestly, when a team goes through this, it's just a good night to be at the ballpark. You got a team like what this team has accomplished.
Never a bad night to be at the ballpark. It's good to see a full house.
A little chopper diving and into left field. So Sandoval drives that run in. Pablo with an RBI. Pablo continuing a red-hot September. And the man they call the Panda's driven in 69 this year.
Nice job of two-strike hitting right there. That ball is a good 4 or 5 inches off the plate. It's a ball. He just goes right with it. It looked like Roberts got a bit of a bad break on that. Not sure it would have been a double play anyway, but it looked like he kind of stutter-stepped to his right before having to reverse and go left. Now the Giants looking to have a big inning.
First pitch is loaded. Brett Pill. Pill last night 104. He struck out. This is a young man that had a monster season below the major leagues with 25 home runs. 107 batted in the minor leagues. California native and attended Cal State Fullerton. Takes a low strike there. 1-1 the count. We saw that number up there on the top of the screen a moment ago, the phone number. Start making some postseason plans and grabbing those postseason tickets. You thought it's been fun the last couple of nights here. The reunion weekend as well. Shot and it's foul. This is a chance for this community again. And in the last couple of years, it's been pretty tough on this community. If you're able to do so, we'd love to see you down here. We know not everyone's able to do so, but there are some inexpensive options with regard to tickets to come see what, may be a fabulous memory. 1-2 the count. swung at a pitch that hit him.
I think it hit him.
And he's trying to play it off.
I think he fouled it, and then it hit him.
Wow.
Yeah. It hit him right
in the right shoulder.
Right. I've never done that.
1-2 the count. Kennedy goes right back in there with a changeup that was in.
Try and hit him in the chest again. Might be a hole there.
Mr. Pill is definitely not about to rub it, is he?
No, you can't.
Swings.
I guess he fouled it off, because otherwise it would have been a swing and a miss, strike 3.
He fouled it off his shoulder. Fly ball right. That's well struck. Parra going back. He's got it. May sound like a simple thing for you folks, but I love a first baseman's perspective. You weren't an outfielder. But these are different routes you take in right field compared to left, correct?
Absolutely. No question about it. The ball slices off the bat of a right-handed hitter. It's a whole different ball game out there on the other side. Now, Gerardo Parra in his minor league days was a right fielder. But once he got to the big leagues, his fellow named Justin Upton up here, he's going to be the right fielder. So it's not new to Gerardo Parra. It's just a little bit foreign this year.
He has been playing. When he plays, he is certainly, as you mentioned, change up and a dandy to the talented Brandon Belt. Justin looking on tonight. Miguel Montero looking on tonight. Both well-deserved off nights, and especially for Montero. Catcher just takes a little bit more of a beating back there. Inside.
Ian having to throw a lot of pitches here in the first inning. He's already thrown 24. Just trying to hold him to 1 run. Wouldn't be all bad.
Runners on first and third, 2 outs. Breaking ball and a good one. 1-2 the count. Quick thought on Parra. In his major league career, and it's been a brief one to this point, he started nearly 250 times in left, 38 times in center, 37 times in right. And including tonight, it's exactly the same, 38 and 38. He's only started in right 4 times this year. Change up, strike 3, got him over the inside corner. Kennedy did throw a lot of pitches, 26 to be exact, but in the end, he keeps it at 1. Next Saturday, maybe here at home. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Arizona Diamondbacks with Willie Bloomquist at the top. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Aaron Hill, Chris Young, Paul Goldschmidt. Then it's Ryan Roberts, Gerardo Parra, Colin Calgill, and Homer and Henry Blanco batting 8th. Eric Surkamp, young left-hander, went to North Carolina State University, about a 3/4 delivery, low 3/4, and his secondary stuff, the Giants raving about. He is not fearful, Gracie, at all of throwing soft stuff when he needs to. And this is a guy that has a chance to, I guess the best way to say it is, for the future, steal a spot that belongs to Barry Zito or belonged to Barry Zito.
Just a smooth delivering left-hander. Got an assortment of pitches. That one's whacked to the right side. That's going to be a quick out.
Defensively for the Giants, Belt, Christian, Beltran, Sandoval, Crawford, Fontenot, Brett Pill, Hector Sanchez behind the plate, and Eric Surkamp is on the mound. Pablo looking good with a pretty piece of hitting. He'd love to be able to hit right-handed. He may have to have minor surgery on that shoulder. Boy, was that pretty for an RBI. Surkamp misses away to Aaron Hill.
How good has Aaron Hill been since the trade for Kelly Johnson? He's been a big reason for the Diamondbacks' success here of late.
Well, he and John McDonald, we were fortunate enough to talk to a lot of guys, you and I, Gracie, and Brad did a good job as well, a great job. And it was our honor to kind of be wallflowers and step in when it was and you taught us a lot about that. You've celebrated before when it was appropriate. The guys were great to us. We appreciate them taking time for the fans, but kind of the Hill and McDonald portion, you know, to have those guys, how grateful they were that man came and got them. They're pretty humbled by last night. They kept referring a lot, both of them, to those guys had this plan, those guys. Then they brought us in. We're glad to help.
And that's not really necessary. I think they're being humble. I think they're being probably overly respectful. But I think everybody in that dugout will tell you what a fabulous addition Aaron Hill and John McDonald have been to this club.
Hill is on with the walk. Hill, since coming over from Toronto, has an on base of over 370 now. And here's Chris Young. It was Chris Young that tied this ball game up last night. Unforgettable. Knocking Kane back on the ropes a bit. Goldschmidt running the bases effectively. Been a challenging year for him, but he has had some big memories in that challenging year. 1-0 the count to Chris. '71 runs batted in for Young. 85 runs scored for Chris. And very thoughtful, I think is the right word. Very respectful of veterans that had not had the opportunity. Also talked about some advice he got a long time ago from Tony Clark in '07 when this team won the title. Tony reminded him this doesn't happen every year. Young admitted after the game last night it kind of went in one ear and out the other. But after going through all those seasons of losing, last couple of years, I realized Tony was right.
No, Tony Clark is a very wise man in many, many ways, not just on the baseball field. It's a good mentor to have, but sometimes we tend to forget some of the best advice we've ever gotten.
2-0 the count. That one gets away, just flat crossed him up.
I don't know if that was a cross up, Darren. I think that was just a big league clank.
Yeah, if it was, Sanchez just took a fastball that wasn't far from being an inside strike and had it go to the backstop.
Looks like the pitch just cuts on him and he just flat out misses it. Looked to me like he didn't really follow the ball into his glove, like he was looking away from it. It cost him a wild pitch and a 3-0 count now. Surkamp in danger of walking back-to-back batters.
Goldschmidt waits on deck. 3-1 the count. A little bit more on Chris in that hit. We bring Brad in. By the way, Brad, nice job last night.
Oh, much appreciated. You guys as well. That was quite a scene to behold last night. Kirk Gibson was talking about that last night. So many memorable moments, and the one that stood out for him was Chris Young's RBI double that tied the game up at 1 apiece. And he said the crowd, the fans made such a noise. You could play him 100 different sounds, and he could pick that one out. It meant so much to him to see this team enjoy what they were able to experience last night. And really, that's what Kirk Gibson is all about, to see why he draws the walk, is seeing this group of guys, this great collection of teammates, experience what he had the opportunity to do as a player. And he hopes it continues for a long time, and I think we do as well.
Thank you, Brad. A fine ovation for Goldschmidt. Was quiet for just a moment to hear the response for Paul Goldschmidt. After a pitch, Gracie, I've got a request for you, and we'll get back to Brad throughout the night. He was part of the experience and his perspective as well.
No, I'm not going to leave.
No, that'll be for during the week, this next week. A lot of people, whether it be through D-backs booth on Twitter, some of the soccer parents I ran into at 2 different games today, because of the moment, you respected that. The lighter way you call his name, you allowed him to have his hit, and then you had the crowd play out. They wanted
it wasn't the time or the place.
But now is, and they want to hear it.
Goldschmidt.
Thank you.
There we go.
A lot of folks wanted that last night. Understand it, but they love it.
I just felt like it wasn't the time or the place.
I get it. I understand, but thank you for allowing me to ask for that. And he certainly won't be looking for it. This is a young man that for the first time in college, in high school, and in minor league baseball got to be in a dog pile, got to celebrate. and he was one of the reasons it happened.
The big reason, offensively. Fast strike. Here it is, off one of the best right-handers in the game.
How humble he is. Runners on the move. There is no throw. That's a stolen base. Double steal style.
Well, Surkamp just fell asleep on Aaron Hill and Chris Young. And that's ball 3 now to Paul Goldschmidt. Boy, those are the easiest stolen bases those two will ever get. And now Surkamp in danger of walking his 3rd batter in a row.
Ball takes ball 4. They are loaded up for the man who tonight is celebrating himself in statue form. These fans lined up. They love bobbleheads. They love their Diamondbacks. But this is a unique one because each one of these bobbleheads had to be bumped by a tattoo needle. All of them have the tattoos.
How'd you like to be that tattoo artist that had to do all those tattoos on?
There you go.
On thousands of bobbleheads. Kind of cool.
But you know what? Good for Ryan Roberts. I'm a tat man too. That's great.
And she loves tattoos.
Well, I hope so. I hope she does. Here is Ryan Roberts. Where would this club be without him this year?
I was going to say, there's a boatload of Diamondback fans that love tattoos as well, especially on this young man and what he's meant to this ball club this year.
Roberts takes a breaking ball, and it is low. 58 runs batted in, 18 home runs this year, a career high in hits, doubles, homers, RBIs, games played, slugging percentage, and on base. As he takes a fastball, paints the outside 1-1.
What a perfect fastball there, outside corner at the knees. That'll open back up his entire arsenal. Hadn't thrown a breaking ball for a called strike yet. Diamondbacks are doing a good job of laying off that breaking ball, putting him in fastball situation, but he might go right back to it here.
Breaking
there it
ball,
is. He got
beautiful pitch.
He got it. Well, when it's your bobblehead night, you're not allowed to strike out with the bases loaded, are you? It's a heck of a breaking ball.
Well, what you're allowed to do and what occurs are two different things. Mr. Surkamp gets a vote.
Well, I just say you're not allowed to.
All right.
So he's got a battle.
See how much power you have. The 1-2.
Oh, he got a mistake of a fastball. That was one he could have really punished there, but he came up empty.
Nice. Somebody ended up maybe at a giveaway or a charity fundraiser with the Ryan Roberts helmet. It's a ear flap. That's great.
Let's see if he goes right back to that good breaking ball here. Maybe try to bounce it and get a swing and miss.
Breaking ball, bouncing ball, but it's foul.
He went to the breaking ball, and it was just a couple inches to the left of the third base bag, or that would have been quite possibly 3 RBIs. I mean, just foul. Gary Darling right there looking at it. He's a local product, Gary Darling. Lives out here.
One and two, the count on Roberts with Parra waiting on deck. Bouncing ball, and it's a foul ball. And as you watch Roberts fight, you've got to think what he represents. And he represents truly everything that's right about this team. 1 and 2, the count.
And what is that?
Grit, determination, taking a career that not many would see as a great career and having a great year as part of a championship team. Been telling you that since spring training. I've been telling you that. Fastball is inside, 2 and 2.
I actually remember going back to last year, you were saying the same thing.
Well, actually, no, I wasn't, truth be told to the viewers. And Roberts would say the same thing that he was saying about himself in the end. He took things for granted last year. Ended up a long time in a lot of AAA hotels.
He's having a long battle here now with Surkamp. Let's see if he can win it.
The 2-2. Line drive down. Not allowed to strike out on your bobblehead night. And they're kicking it around out there. Roberts into second. The Diamondbacks lead it 2-0.
Just not allowed to strike out with the bases loaded on your bobblehead night. Fastball middle on the 8th pitch. And then it gets by Brandon Belt. He is a first baseman out in left field, and he showed it. 2 more RBIs. That is RBI number 59 and number 60 for Ryan Roberts, who is just having a terrific year. Tatman they have out there on the sides.
You give him a single. He moves to second on the air on the left fielder, but he does get, as you said, 2 RBIs.
Good for Ryan Roberts.
Here's Gerardo Parra. Parra waves at a breaking ball. Into the dirt that one goes.
Way over aggressive there for Gerardo Parra. Just relax. Put the ball in play here, Gerardo. You don't have to hit a triple here. Just a ground ball to the second baseman will get that RBI in here. Just make it be a strike. And also Surkamp, if he's going to be a part of this rotation next year, you're going to have to throw more strikes. 3 walks in this inning, 2 have already come around to score. It goes to show you. I've been saying this all year. Early walks tend to score.
Parra on the corner. He's disappointed. Looked like it swept across that plate.
Yeah, but Paul Emmel is not going to really appreciate that because he'll probably say, well, how would you know? You just swung at the first pitch in the dirt.
Mm-hmm. Would an umpire actually say that? Oh, they would. Okay. Mm-hmm. I got you. If you have a big earth-shattering reaction like he had at the plate.
After you just swung at one in the dirt, yeah.
1 and 2 the count. A little roller, running into the umpire there in the middle of the infield. Bruce Dreckman knocks down Fontenot, and look what happens.
Well, I don't know what's going on there. First of all, I mean, that ball was not even near Bruce Dreckman. But yet Fontenot charged right into him, and then I really don't know what was happening with Gerardo Parra either going to second base. Watch. Okay, Dreckman's right there. There's the ball. Yeah, you're right. He was right in the way. Boy, I mean, for folks at home, the umpire he's in play, and if you run into him, well, that's just bad luck on your part. And I think he took a knock in the nose. I don't think he ever saw, obviously, Bruce Dreckman. And then Parr deciding to run to second base for some reason is out.
8-6 on that putout.
That'll go as a base hit and 2 RBIs. I just think he just.
You ever seen that?
No.
I've never seen it.
Well, what you're supposed to do, if the umpire is possibly in your way, you can say, hey, Bruce, can you possibly move a little further to your right or something like that? And they'll be glad to move.
Well, we've seen that a lot.
Absolutely.
Over the inside corner. 0-1 the count. Dreckman in his spot. We have seen that regularly. A shortstop, a second baseman. Hey, would you mind 2 steps, 3 steps?
And they'll be glad to do it.
Catchers will move umpires.
Mm-hmm. But also, like, if you're Mike Fontenot, you have to think ahead of time. Okay, if this ball's to my right, I got to see that umpire there, so you have to move him. So, I mean, he still hasn't seen Bruce Dreckman.
And the Diamondbacks pick up a pair of runs. They would have scored a single run maybe on that one.
And I'm sure Giants fans out there right now are saying, well, that's unfair. It should be umpire interference. Well, there's no such thing as umpire interference. They're a part of the action out there.
The 3-1. Calgill pops it foul. And you could see Dreckman as the ball was headed his way. I would imagine he was assuming Fontenot was heading behind him to play it. Dreckman was shuffling over toward first, trying to get out of the way. And they both ended up shuffling right into one another. High fly ball, well struck center field. Christian going back. He looks up. It's off the wall. Calgill with the double. That's his second in the major leagues.
A long double, about 410 feet away in dead center field. Hadn't seen much of Colin Calgill in the last couple of weeks, but here he is, making a name for himself. Wham! I mean, he hammers this pitch from Surkamp. About 10 feet high up on that center field wall. These Diamondbacks have come out smoking.
Breaking ball to Henry Blanco. He takes a strike. 0-1 the count to Henry. Henry's homered 7 times this year. 7 of his 23 hits have been homers. He's also got 3 doubles. Nearly half his hits have been extra base hits.
Just not much command of that curveball tonight from Surkamp.
And we were told that was one of his strengths.
It looks like a good curveball, but man, I can go out there right now and throw a bunch of curveballs out of the strike zone. And that's why he's given up 4 so far just in 2/3 of an inning.
Change up. 2-1 the count as that one sails up and away to Blanco.
38 pitches so far here for Surkamp in the first inning.
As these 2 pitchers have combined, Kennedy and Surkamp, to throw more than 60 pitches here in the first inning. But Kennedy, the good news for him, he's got 4 runs now. Runner on the way to third. The throw down. Boy, you had better make it. And he did. I mean,
it begs the question why.
You have to make it.
It begs the question why.
He'll ask, won't he?
Like, he'll probably ask Colin Calgill, why are you stealing third there? You're already in scoring position. You've got great speed. You're going to score on a base hit anyway. Well, as long as you're safe.
Henry trying to hit a homer. Fouls that one off.
It also looks like Surkamp. That must be in the Diamondbacks game plan. We can steal third base on Surkamp. We saw Aaron Hill and Chris Young double steal him earlier, and now we see Calgill get in there. So that must be the game plan against Surkamp. We're going to run him right out of the gym.
Meantime, Blanco seeking another homer. 3-2.
All four.
Managed to walk him. Henry walks for the 10th time.
4 walks now for Surkamp. And that's it. He's out of the game. Bruce Bochy has seen enough of the young left-hander. Settle in, folks. We're already in the bottom of the first inning.
Ian Kennedy sees Surkamp, sees his night end. To see this in the game. I mean, umpires, they don't want to be at all part of the show. They want to do the best job they can and stay out of the way. And this is a learning moment. And Dreckman will tell you, it's a learning moment for me, too. I'm getting inside of Fontenot's ear, and I'm learning a little bit about how he saw the play. Maybe I'll do things differently. Fontenot will as well. That's what good umpires do. It's what good ball players do. And that's a nice little kind of an organic moment, if you will, during a pitching change. Now, with regard to that pitching change, it's Guillermo Mota. Mota, who has been willing this year. Interesting, because he was a short man and a setup man, or Verizon call of the bullpen. This is a guy that has had saves throughout his career and holds if you're into that stat. In other words, pitching a lot of the 8th inning. But Mota's been willing to kind of be the stunt man this year for Bruce Bochy.
He's been a very good stunt man.
I mean, we've seen him a lot early in ball games, cleaning things up.
And he's done a great job. He's done a great job late, too. And, you know, for a guy in his 60s, that's good to see.
Here's Ian Kennedy, still in his 20s.
I mean, I was facing Guillermo Mota when I was in my 20s.
I mean, didn't Ian's father play with him along the way? That's what's unique about this matchup.
Yes.
He's not in his 60s. Come on now.
I think Guillermo Mota might have pitched against Terry Kennedy.
The 1-0. Pitches outside. 2-0 the count. But you're not saying he was pitching when there was a Kennedy in the White House, are you?
Well, I think Jack Kennedy was probably a big fan of Guillermo Mota's.
Whoa, 2-1 the count.
Probably as a young boy watched him pitch.
He was an original senator then.
Exactly.
Ian, not the best of hitters amongst his peers.
And he hears about it, doesn't he?
He does hear about it. There is a pressure to hit if you're a pitcher. 3-1 the count. We have always said about Ian Kennedy that as a hitter, he's a Cy Young candidate.
He's not going to get a Silver Slugger award this year, but boy, can he pitch.
Yeah, you bet. There's your Silver Slugger winner this season. Be stunned if he doesn't win it. Strike over the inside. 3-2 the count. Now, to be fair to Ian, he's got 6 hits. He's driven in a couple of runs.
Ian is a terrific pitcher, but he is a lousy hitter.
And driving a run right here. Runner goes from first. High fly ball into left center field. Ian Kennedy off the wall. Enjoy the jaw. Wow, what a night to be a Diamondback again.
Oh, I got to say stuff like that more often about Ian Kennedy's hitting. He wasn't lousy there. He's helping himself. A 6-run first inning. Yeah, there's those starting pitchers giving it to him. I mean, he hits this ball a long, long ways. That's a good 415 feet off the center field wall. My goodness. That one nearly got up there in the crow's nest. Yeah. Attaboy, Ian. That's good to see.
6-1 Arizona.
What's going on tonight?
Well, Diamondbacks are batting around in the first. That's for starters. That's all I got for you at this point.
Those are all charged to Surkamp, who certainly had a forgettable start here. It looks to me like Surkamp is a curveball guy that just didn't have his curveball tonight, and that's going to get you in trouble. He just couldn't get it over for a strike when he needed to, and all those walks came around to score.
Meantime, at Miller Park, good news if you're a Diamondbacks fan. The Florida Marlins have jumped on top. They lead it 4-3 over the Brewers, with a right to open at home in the division series. Again, we said it in the open, we'll tell you again. If Milwaukee and Arizona end up tied record-wise, then Arizona gets home field because of their head-to-head matchups. Arizona won the season series. Off the end of the bat, coming on in, and the play is made by Justin Christian. Well, there are big hits in the inning. I mean, Ryan Roberts on his bobblehead night, but Ryan, you got trumped by a pitcher because that pitcher was hearing it from up here, was hearing it from the dugout. Now he's hearing it from the crowd at Chase.
Here and support us. It does give us energy. You do hear it, and the opponent hears it. It puts a lot of pressure on them. So come on down here, enjoy it all the way, and we'd like to again go on to the next plateau, the next one after that. And I've got a vision, and I won't be deterred, and we will not give in. We'll do it the right way, and the fans have to understand that they're all part of it, and we love them.
Our Geico quote, tell me, folks, right, when you heard that, you didn't just want to go out in your backyard and go to war. I mean, just battle for that man. That was an honor to speak with all of those players last night, as that's a strike. But you could tell that Kirk Gibson For those that were wearing red and supporting his club, heck, they were wearing purple a couple of weekends back. You and I, Gracie, were talking about it in the break. Swinging him in, Hector Sanchez. He looked like he had some thoughts in his head that he wanted, and in his heart that he wanted to get out.
I think a lot of stuff came out last night that he's been dying to say for quite a few months.
You know what it reminds me of is Hill ranges to his left, a good changeup on a ground out. And these fans certainly, he knew, by the way, he was on that beautiful scoreboard in center field the entire time. He knew that fans could hear what he was saying at home and in this ballpark. And I think for Kirk Gibson, it reminds me, if you'll remember, when he was very quiet and reserved until that interim tag was taken off. And then he had some things to say. Now he's got some more things to say.
Once this becomes your team, now it's your thumbprint. And now the reins are off. This is your ball club. Do what you will. You were just kind of a modern-day Larry King right there. That was a big league interview.
Well, if that's what that is, then Larry just stays out of the way. I mean, literally, hold the microphone.
It was fabulous.
Easiest interview that, well, and I've done this 12 years, one of the easiest interviews I've ever been able to do because he was ready to talk.
He was. Those are the best guys to get, aren't they?
The 1-1. That one is popped foul. Yeah. Very different than our conversation before the game, and sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
When Gibby came by and I said, Kirk, I know you made some changes to your rotation. Could you quickly explain why so when I go on the air I can talk about it? He said, well, because I just did. And he walked away.
That sounds like Gibby as well.
The 1-2.
Yeah, then that wasn't very Larry King-ish of you there.
I tried.
Yeah, that was more Mark Grace-ish.
Because I just did, and he walked away. And I love that exchange, too, because that's who he is.
And you don't take it personally.
No.
You can't.
A little number, charging, Roberts, bobbles. Everybody's safe. Let's go back to Kirk Gibson, because one of the things I mentioned to him was understand, even though you've proved the doubters in the regular season wrong, you've got to understand heading into the playoffs, there are, again, many who doubt your chances.
The important thing is that we believe, and I'm sure we won't be the favorites. That's fine. I've been involved in other situations like that. 1988, we were the underdogs, and to be honest with you, nobody knows. Let's just be honest. They can, gibberish all they want. Nobody knows. We're going to go play the games. That's why you compete. We look forward to the opportunity. We respect all of our opponents that we will play, but we're pretty damn good. I mean, I got news for you.
You're not going to get any argument from me on that. These guys are pretty doggone good. And Darren, I'm going to say it for the umpteenth time this year, I didn't see this coming. I just didn't see it coming. I knew they'd be better. I didn't think they'd be this good. But boy, it's been a fun ride.
A little broken bat. 1 and 2. That is a double play. Well, continue riding with this club and enjoy the ride. You've got a captain that knows what he's doing. Find out more, and you can learn how by playing right here at the ballpark. Chase Field, go to the interactive kiosk at section 111. Heading into the wintertime, hopefully for a Diamondbacks World Series championship, and you can also stop by our house where the kids and I love to play in the garage in the wintertime.
Oh, boy. Visit the official D-Backs online shop at dbacks.com. Browse the largest selection of caps, T-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. The dbacks.com shop is easy to navigate and open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get your gear straight from the source, the dbacks.com shop. See that? The reading is so much better tonight than it was last night.
Well, you're a champion now.
Well, you know, I'm reading like a champ.
You are reading like a champion, and you understand that
I feel like a champ.
Your last read was your best read last night, much like the Diamondbacks.
You're only as good as your last read. Oh, boy. Speaking of champs, that's kind of a big league banner right there. Just, I like it. A rising. Yeah, the Dow took a large tumble this week, didn't it?
It did. Aaron Hill, Guillermo Mota has completed his warm-up tosses. He'll let us know when he's ready. All right.
Well, Guillermo's getting a little long in the tooth now. It takes him a little while to get ready, that's all.
By the way, first inning tacos for all of you.
That is right. I forgot about that.
Anytime the Diamondbacks score 6 runs or more, Taco Bell gives away 3 free tacos with a large drink purchase from 4 to 6 the following day. That one is outside. 2-0 the count. Kurt Zacher did a great job as our statistician all year long. He will continue to be with us through the end of the season. He has done some fine research here that I'd like to pass along. 2-0 the count. Hot shot right to Pablo Sandoval. Aaron Hill hit it hard, but he is erased. I don't know if I've told you folks,
what do you got?
We need more signs. It says no tacos. We want the whole enchilada.
Ah, see, that's very witty, very clever. I like that.
But we love tacos.
I love enchiladas too.
I think by the whole enchilada, that
I don't
means,
think you can get those at Taco Bell though.
I think when she means the whole enchilada, I think she's talking about a parade down Central. That's what she's talking about with regard to the whole enchilada.
You get a good enchilada.
Right. Yeah, not talking about that though.
Oh.
Or gordita or any of that stuff.
The ticker tape parade down.
That's what she
Central,
means by the whole enchilada.
That was big league.
1-0 the count.
That was very fun.
I can't imagine.
Is that is that good? Is that proper grammar? Very fun.
Sure.
No, it is now.
It's very fun. I don't know what else you'd say.
Extremely fun.
More funner. I mean, it's very fun.
I like it.
1-1 the count. Anyway, back to these numbers, and he did his job.
Yeah, they certainly want Ian Kennedy to win the Cy Young Award.
Now that, of course, is for Chris Young, who's standing in the batter's box firmly with a 2-1 count. Swing and a miss. It seems you faced Guillermo Mota.
I did, and I don't think I fared too well off of him.
5. You had 5 at bats.
0 for 5?
Yes, 0 for 5. Kurt Zacher.
I told you I faced him.
Kurt Zacher with that research.
Actually, I think my father and Guillermo grew up together.
2-2. Into the dirt it goes.
Pops
3-2
Pops gave him a good scouting report on me. But he's having a terrific year. Probably earned himself another job somewhere next year.
38 years old. Strike 3 over the outside corner.
Yeah, he's not.
Here is Paul Goldschmidt. All right, what's next? Are there different signs? Look at these ladies.
We got to have a Goldschmidt sign, ladies.
No, I think they might just be resting the CY sign.
Oh, okay.
Schmitty. Value's up.
I like this.
We need more signs for this.
I agree.
Do a great sign about your favorite player.
I don't know about you, but I'm ready for a Goldschmidt homer here sometime.
Okay, are you now?
Yeah.
You weren't satisfied with that triple last night.
I loved the triple last night. I just like to see one of those long Titanic homers.
The 1-0. Breaking ball. Good pitch. Fulton Holmes would love it. Every homer is $150. Fulton Holmes donates to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. Swing and a miss. He was going for it there. 1-2. Oh, no. Since we clinched, let Gracie win.
Yeah, right. Yes, I love that sign, and thank you very much. It's time for me to win. Don't you think?
Win what?
The Legends race.
Oh, I didn't know what that meant.
That stinky runner I have every fifth inning that loses every single race. To the likes of like Gonzo and Randy Johnson and Matt Williams.
I'm ready for you to win, too.
Thank you. Thank you, Darren. We finally agree on some quick pitch. Did you notice that?
Did you
notice the quick pitch there? You wily old veteran
took
Guillermo.
The sign and rushed it to the plate.
Yeah. You did that to me back in the late 80s. Still trying it.
The 2-2 pitch from Mota to Goldschmidt. Fastball's outside, 3-2 the count. Paul last homered in San Diego, deep right field, if you'll remember it.
Very deep right field.
And so you're going back for Paul. Just 3 starts. But yet the impatient some ready for another homer. That one is low. It's ball 4. How about 2 walks?
Well, he does show good pitch. He battles the strikeouts a little bit at the major league level, but he also has shown to have some really good at-bats like that as well.
That was a Goldschmidt superhero sign. A man made of gold. There's a Roberts superhero sign.
The Tap Man, yeah. We've seen the Tap Man. We've seen the T-shirts. You don't have a bobblehead, honey?
Well, there's only a certain amount. Was it 15, 20, 25,000?
She got here a little tardy, huh?
Kind of knew, made the sign and just knew she was going to be here late.
Now, Ryan Roberts had a huge hit in the first inning, and it's only fitting on his bobblehead night. There's Crooked. 2 of our favorite people in this game. Mike Krukow, Dwayne Kuiper, the 2 fabulous broadcasters from the San Francisco Giants. There they are.
So when Kirk Gibson says, you want a day off? He's going to say no.
What do you think Kirk's looking at?
I don't want a day off.
I think he's checking. He's talking about Kirk Gibson, so he's looking at Kirk Gibson. The 1-0. That pitch is inside. Kruk and Kipe and Hall of Famer John Miller and Dave Fleming on the radio side.
They got a
4 of the best.
Oh. They do a great job up in the Bay Area for the Giants. There's John and Dave. Giants fans are very fortunate with their broadcasters.
We learn a lot talking with them and enjoy working alongside them. It's our pleasure. Those 4, fabulous. And they work well together, too. Outside 3-0 the count. Have a great post-game show where they all gather after the game and talk about baseball. Good for them. Six to 1 the score. And you deemed it for Roberts an impossibility to strike out with the bases loaded on your bobblehead.
Well, I didn't say it was impossible. I just said it's not allowed. And he ended up having a huge base hit. 2 RBI single. Came around and scored later.
3-1. Ball 4.
All right. Giants pitchers need to start throwing the ball over the plate.
Well, we're already in the bottom of the second inning as this game is 1 hour old here at Chase. Indoor baseball. Going to get a visit from Dave Righetti.
That's 6 walks already through an inning and 2/3 for Giants pitchers. All right.
Don't forget, we want to see you down here at Chase Field.
That's very kind
Thank
of
you,
you,
folks.
ma'am.
We are humbled by that. But as Gracie and I said last night, we're just honored to be a part of this team. Kind of stay out of the way of all that they're doing. Maybe insert on occasion a bad joke every once in a while.
Well, you maybe.
That's true. You would never engage in those shenanigans as Parra digs in. Bouncing ball coming on in to gobble it up is Bill to the bag and in time for the out. We play 2 here at Chase Field. The Diamondbacks lead it 6-1. In the Diamondbacks Rewards program and earn points by buying participating items at Fry's. Kia Motors. Hop online. You'll learn great stuff about Kia Motors. Visit phxkia.com. Yeah, the checklist. Championships to be won.
Well, there's one check. We're going to have to wait a little while before that second one can be checked. But boy, isn't it nice to have those options. Ian Kennedy back to work here. Whoa.
That's twice tonight. A Giant has swung at a pitch, committed to it, that just about hit him, or did hit him.
Well, Christian hit the very first pitch of the game off the left center field wall. And he's just looking to ambush Ian Kennedy's fastball. Right back up and in he goes. This time he takes it.
Christian, 31 years old, has been around for a while, had some time with the Yankees in the majors in 2008. Big-time base stealer in his minor league career. And it's been a long minor league career, nearly 900 games.
Now, this is a good story then. You root for guys like this. Guys that have more than paid their dues, riding buses.
Change up, a late call of strike. High, but a strike.
Playing in places like the California League, the Midwest League, the South Atlantic League, the Eastern League. I mean, I'm sure Justin Christian has seen more of America than, well, probably than he'd like to. But here he is, and it's a good story.
Kennedy erases Christian. Kennedy, part of the future for the Diamondbacks, and I mean in the next week or so. Brad, I know you've got some information on how Kirk Gibson starts to plan with regard to his pitchers.
Without a doubt, not only obviously managing the day-to-day game operations of this team, but now that they're in the playoffs, they have to think organizationally a lot deeper Will they put Ian on a pitch count? You know, they obviously want to win as many games as possible to catch the Brewers, but they also want to be well rested and ready for the playoffs. They've also got to think about, you know, things like roster spots. They're doing advanced scouting. So really, you know, Kirk Gibson was here at the ballpark today at 9 a.m. All the guys, as there's a line to right field, Parr makes the play. You know, all the guys in this organization are really putting their thinking caps on, because now the real work begins.
Yeah, the real work begins, and for Kirk Gibson.
Well, what's your take on that, Darren and Brad? You're trying to catch the Milwaukee Brewers. I think home field advantage is very important. So I'm trying to win as many games as possible. You know, pitch count? Really?
Well, I think for Gibson and for the Diamondbacks, I think right now what he is just trying to do is get his players ready for the postseason. But when you're running out Ian Kennedy, Josh Colmenter, Daniel Hudson, and Joe Saunders. And Saunders, they will all have 5 or 6 days off. We know Kirk Gibson. He wants to win. I don't see Kirk Gibson taking anyone out after 70 pitches.
And these pitchers want to win. And they want to go deep in games. They're proud. They're just as proud as anybody else at whatever they do in life. Now, mind you, would they like an extra day, maybe a rest? Sure. But these guys, that's what they're built for. They're built to pitch. And they're built to win.
You saw Wade Miley a moment ago. Miley with Jared Parker right behind him. Miley's spot will be surrendered to Parker, who will start on Tuesday and make his major league debut. Back from Tommy John surgery. And Jared Parker will have a chance to impact the Diamondbacks as Wade Miley has. So that news just crossing for the Diamondbacks. Game 2 against the Dodgers. Jared Parker, prized prospect. He will make his major league debut for Arizona.
Catch all the action of the 2011 Major League Baseball postseason on Fox and TBS. The excitement begins September 30th with the Division Series on TBS. Want to see the games live at Chase Field? Upper level postseason tickets start at just $12. Lower level seats start at just $22. Call 602-462-4600 or log on to dbacks.com/postseason.
Pool is pretty quiet right now, but the pool was not quiet last night. These guys took their celebration up and over the wall.
Who was the ringleader of that? Do you know?
I do not know who was behind that, but these fans loved it. Into the pool, one after another after another.
I can promise you, I was wetter than those guys were after last night. I got smoked. You kind of dodged a bullet there, Mr. Sutton.
1,000 violins playing songs in your sorrow.
Hey. Hi.
1-0 the count to Colin Cowgill. And we'll gladly do it all again. Get buckets of water dumped on us and listen to these guys. And for most of the time, you and I, we talked about it before the game, kind of stood against the wall and just took it in. We were fortunate to be there. Our cameras, our crew. I guess we can't really praise our crew enough. That's a nice play over there by Pill, but from top to bottom.
They did a great job last night. All the people that work extra hard. For us to be seen and heard down there amongst the celebration, they did a great job. Nice job, you guys.
Yeah, everyone.
Ollie and Karina.
It was fun for all of us, and it was
nice job, everybody.
You mean Jimmy over there?
Is that Jimmy? Can't tell us.
That was Kevin. That's Mickey.
Kevin, Mickey.
Mickey was in there in the room.
There's Jimmy.
Jimmy's
Jimmy.
over there. Yeah, there he's down there in the dugout.
Mickey and Toby were in the room.
Was Ralph down there? Ralph Kelso, was he down there?
No, Ralph captured the pool, and then he, of course, spent the evening celebrating with Baxter.
Well, he is the.
Toby was in the room.
Attaboy, Toby. Nice job, all you guys.
And everybody that's in the truck, well, we can't see you, so not a good job.
You're terrible.
1-1 the count. I mean, the camera operators, they get all the love. They're out here, you know, waving. Guys back in tape, making sure the shots look right. Yep, they don't exist. The 1-1. No, everybody was a lot of fun.
Oh, no. Oh.
Boy, you did a great job, Gracie, protecting me. I really appreciate that.
I took the brunt of that. That's Micah Owings that I have to get back. That's what it is.
Was JJ with him or just Micah alone?
I think it was just Micah alone, and I win the wet T-shirt contest.
1-2 the count. Swing and a miss. Henry Blanco goes down trying to hit a homer.
You're not going to hit a homer on that pitch.
And here's Ian Kennedy. I tell you, I didn't know how it would all play out. These fans being able to be a part of it. Yeah, there's JJ.
JJ as well. Oh, it's just wrong. I had the iciest underwear ever. Yeah. It's not comfortable, folks.
I think viewers are a little uncomfortable hearing that. 1-0 the count to Ian Kennedy.
If you want to know how that feels, just head on up to Greenland and take a dip. Nothing big like about it. But it was fun.
One and one the count. So many ways to go when you say something like what you just said, but I'm going to keep my wheel and keep it right on the road. With regard to icy underwear.
Talking about Greenland?
Nope, just straight ahead. I'm going to drive straight ahead.
Yeah, just go ahead and do a cannonball up in Greenland.
Ian Kennedy, he's got 2 hits tonight.
Attaboy, Ian.
He is doubled, driven in a pair. He has singled.
Don't let me call you a lousy hitter. Nice going, Ian Kennedy. He's hit 2 rockets tonight. Fastball middle, and he just smokes it through the left side. Very impressive. Came into the game hitting 102. Even Ian smiling on his pitch night.
An interesting thing happened in talking with Ian last night. Posed him a quick question about, having the opportunity to warm up and swing and a miss. Willie Bloomquist to start a game 1, whether it be at home or even in Philadelphia. And he immediately said, I'll think about it after I pitch tomorrow night. I have a game to pitch tomorrow night. Love that answer.
He was already focused on the Giants. And that's the way you have to be. If you're going to be considered one of the great ones, you have to be like that. You have to have a great mindset.
You have to wonder what the mindset is of a player. 1-1 the count. Popped up, back of short. Willie Bloomquist dumped it in there.
He needed that, didn't he?
There's your reward. You educated us between innings after the bottom of the first that it's never fun to make 2 outs in an inning when your team bats around.
Yeah, and if you play this game long enough, you do it. And Willie Bloomquist in the first inning, he made 2 outs in that inning. He made the first out, and he made the last out in the first inning, so he checks in. And trust me, he heard about it down there in the dugout. Hey, if it weren't for you, we'd still be hitting in the first. So good for Willie Bloomquist. He was another guy that was very excited about going to the postseason last night, wasn't he? Well,
we just got word, by the way, and I apologize. Certainly heard what you said, but we wanted to pay off the folks in the control room and the job that they did last night, making sure that, they brought us all the pictures. We said we didn't have any shots of them. That's last night during the celebration.
Wow, they got some new computers, I see. That's great.
The 1-0. Fly ball center. That one is into the glove. Kennedy with the base hit. So I was listening to you a moment ago, but we just had that great shot. There's other things that go on, too.
Oh, geez.
Yeah! The human umbrella. Mark Grace.
Mike Owings.
High five, Sean Burrows, his dance, and having a lot of fun, or the plunge into the pool. A, B, C, or D, 36929. You'll hear from the folks with Kia Motors America. What was, in your mind, the best display of unbridled joy? A, B, C, or D? Is Sandoval. First pitch swinging.
Eases down the line.
In time for the out.
What was yours, Darren?
The pool. They were all great. I love Justin and the players. I love the fan interaction. That's one of my favorite things. But the fans were out here still and cheering like mad when they saw it. So that's mine. The good news again with that text poll, there's no wrong answer.
What's the thing of that Burrows dance? That's enough said.
Anyway, Brett Pill, 1-0 the count.
He is a large part of this team. He is one of the favorite guys on this team. Is that one skied foul? I kind of want to see that again, just in case you missed it, folks.
Hey! Get that ass!
The 1-1. Swing and a miss. And the microphones were working just fine. We apologize for some of the language that sneaks in there on occasion. 1-2 the count. Pill pops it up. Kennedy saying somebody come in and make the play, and there to make the play is Aaron Hill. Pill pops to Hill, and 2 outs in the inning. I think we might want to take a look at that dance again.
I don't think that's such a good idea. Oh, boy. Well, I'm going to vote for C.
You vote for the dance?
Yeah, it was big league. Meanwhile, Ian Kennedy's cruising.
Kennedy's cruising, and officially welcome to the last day of spring training. 6 pitches and a great dance. Western Division champion Diamondbacks on top of the defending world champs. AT&T trivia question. Other than Kirk Gibson, name the 2 active managers to make the playoffs in their first full season as manager. Active.
I definitely know one of them, but I'm not going to say it.
That's a good question. What's going on in Milwaukee? Uh-oh. Hold on now. What are the Brewers doing here, Gracie?
Oh, boy. They rallied.
See if we can get an update.
They rallied.
And show it to you. 6-1 is the score here.
Well, that's
team
unfortunate.
The Brewers. We'll show it to you. Let's see what the update is. 6-4 is the score. There we go. Thank you, guys.
That's unfortunate. Congratulations to the Brewers, by the way. Winning the Central Division. Good for Ron Renicky.
Which, by the way, is one of the answers to our trivia question.
Oh, it is?
Here's Chris Young. That's a breaking ball.
Well, Jim Leland won the World Series his first year with the Florida Marlins. Or are we talking the first year as a manager, period, in baseball?
I think first year, period, rookie manager.
Oh, I see.
On across in time for the out. At bat is busted. Yeah, you're right. Congratulations to Milwaukee, to Texas, clinching last night. All the divisions are clinched. That part of it is locked up. But
Texas turning into a powerhouse in the West, aren't they?
No, they are. They really. You thought the Angels might make a run, but the Angels stumbled a bit over the last couple of days and disappeared in that race and are falling back on the wild card as well. But a wonderful reaction in Wisconsin. Again, a ballpark that's going to pack more than 3 million fans in, one of the smallest markets in the game. It's
always fun to go to Milwaukee, isn't it?
It's another team that's turning into a bit of a power, although it's been a few years since they've been back. Again, remember, folks, when they went to the playoffs a few years back, they went as a wild card.
Exactly. First time since '82 they've actually won the division. By the way, Guillermo Mota being a heck of a stuntman tonight, isn't he?
We were talking about it when he came in. Surkamp did not even complete the first inning. Well, we love our partnership with Blimpie. 1-2 the count. That pitch is low. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count on slugger Paul Goldschmidt. Into the dirt it goes, and he shoots it all the way to the backstop. The Diamondbacks scoring 6 runs in the first inning. And this is, for Arizona, the 5th time this season that they have scored 6 runs in an inning, last doing it June 11th against the Florida Marlins. Did it earlier this year, the bottom of the first against the Chicago Cubs. They scored 7 in the first inning.
They chased Ryan Dempster that night, who also struggled with his control. Strike 3 to Paul Goldschmidt. That's 2 outs.
Love our partnership with CenturyLink. CenturyLink high-speed internet, high-speed pitch.
All right, here's the cover boy of tonight's ball game. Ryan Roberts. It's his bobblehead that was given away tonight. He's also driven in a couple of runs with a big single in the first inning. He's walked.
Tried to frame it up behind the plate. Hector Sanchez couldn't do it. Hispanic Heritage Night tonight. If you're just joining us, the Diamondbacks with Los D-backs across their chest. And Saturday Blacks, a fabulous play.
What a great play.
His counterpart just took extra bases away from the man who is remembered in bobblehead tonight, Ryan Roberts. The Tap Man in Arizona, the Panda in the Bay Area. Back to live action. Ian Kennedy, you think he's ready to go? He beat the commercial break. Couple of warm-ups. Let's go to work. 0-1 the count. Hector Sanchez. Swing and a miss as he chases high up and out of the zone.
Needless to say, Ian Kennedy has more than settled in since that first inning where he gave up a run. Since then, he has just been dominant. Gas again. That didn't take long. 3 pitches and a stomp from Ian Kennedy. It's only his second strikeout of the night. Here's your stomp.
Here's Brandon Crawford. Just 196 in 62 games this
Crawford
year.
is not even near the batter's box. He's just now. Ian's just standing on the mound. Come on, let's go. As a hitter, you notice that, man.
Do you?
Oh, golly, do you notice that? You just stand there with your glove right in front of your face, and it just tells the hitter, get in the box. Let's go. I got something for you.
Which is very different. I mean, very different than as Barry Zito warms in the pen. A shrug of the shoulders, some distaste that a hitter's not in the box.
Paw at the dirt with your feet, something like that. Well, it just shows you that there is not a strike being called there, but it just shows you that there is no fear at all in Ian Kennedy. It's just, come on. I'm not going anywhere.
Popped up. Roberts will give it a look. Now understand this about Kennedy. This is his 10th career Major League start against the San Francisco Giants. Now, he doesn't have a bunch of wins. He's only 3-2. But Ian, in that time, has a sub-2 ERA against the San Francisco Giants. It's below 2 at 1.81. And maybe his biggest Giants win of the year came 21 days ago. 21 days ago, 3 weeks ago, it was a Saturday night in San Francisco, and these clubs were toe-to-toe, and Arizona was trying to create some distance. Kennedy faced Lincecum and beat him handily, and the Giants. A statement win, to say the least. Breaking ball, he wants to know. He didn't go around there. Tim Lincecum will work tomorrow, though, for the Giants.
He's going to go, is he?
At last mention. That pitch is low and inside. A walk for Kennedy. He's none too pleased with that. Walking the number 8 hitter below 200. Let's answer our AT&T trivia question. Active managers, playoffs, first full season. Gibson has done it. Gardenhire did it with the Twins back in 2002. Connor Gillespie, prospect for these San Francisco Giants. 3 of 12 in the major leagues with a couple of walks. Into right field, Gerardo Parra puts the second out away. So Gillespie goes after the first pitch.
They call him Cogill. And they're high on him in the Bay Area, but he's a first pitch victim right there off the end of the bat, and easy out.
So here's Justin Christian. You know, the other thing that Kirk Gibson has done, he's an MVP to win a division, and translating your skills as a player then to do it as a manager. He's an MVP to win a division as a manager. There's only one other MVP that has done that.
Joe Torre, I would imagine.
That's exactly right. That one is chopped back to the backstop. Only one has done it. One MVP has done it in his very first year as well, and that's Yogi Berra doing it in his very first year. Torre certainly is in that group overall. But the former MVP Yogi Berra, as Yankees manager at 39 years old, won the division in 1964. So one of the greatest players, especially at his position in Berra, of all time. And Gibson's able to join him in a unique club, to say the least. Some of the great players I mean great players that have tried their hand at managing and found it very challenging. Ted Williams comes to mind.
Right.
You know, playing the game a certain way.
There probably wasn't a greater hitter than Ted Williams, but it doesn't always translate to managing. I know there's been some great pitchers that don't become great pitching coaches.
I was raised by one. My father, Don Sutton, he said, I can't do it.
Would he have been a good pitching coach?
No, and he said it.
Well, Charlie Nagy's a good pitching coach. He's got these guys dealing. This starting rotation is going to be dealing.
Proud of what he is seeing from Ian Kennedy and the Lights. You folks love it. You love the pool. Listen to the crowd. Listen to the crowd. And they're celebrating tonight. Love being celebrated at the ballpark, too. We had a young man propose to his future wife. She said yes, but the crowd was into it. I think he was a bit anxious, though. We'll see if we can find it. We're going to go take a look back a moment ago. He was really excited. I mean, that's a nervous moment.
Yeah, well, of course.
Even if you're in a restaurant alone, just the two of you, it's a nervous time as Barry Zito, our Verizon call to the bullpen.
Hey, you're afraid she might say no.
Parra takes outside. 1-0 the count. The folks in the ballpark enjoyed it. And we're digging through the short-term memory. We'd love to show it to you, too. Barry Zito, lefty on lefty for Parra. 2-0 the count. Outside.
Been a tough season for Barry Zito, hadn't it, Darren?
Yeah, been a tough last couple of years. Had a chance to cover the playoffs for a brief time last year when Zito was left off the roster. And to see, first of all, as a member of the media at that point, to see how well he handled himself, a credit to him.
Very good guy.
He always has.
One of the really good, nice guys in this game.
The 3-1. Fouls it right back to the screen. And the things he accomplished early in his career, no one can take away from him. Pitch is outside. It's ball 4.
you were talking about there was a wedding, or like a
well, it was wonderful.
Proposal?
She said yes. He had the ring out. Here's the box, and he just hands her the box. There you go.
What? No, you got to put it on her finger there.
I'll just do it myself. No, you need to do it yourself, sir. And
yeah.
Wrong finger here.
My bad.
Wrong finger. No, that one.
Here, just take it, honey.
Bless his heart. He was nervous as could be.
I kept trying to get a ring, but I kept getting bubble gum instead. He was nervous, wasn't he?
Here's the box. Enjoy. Good luck to you.
Hope you like it.
Oh, boy. 0-1 the count.
It's fun when you win, isn't it?
It's a lot of fun when you win, and all of us guys have been there. You're nervous. You're scared. You're not on a Jumbotron, and now, unfortunately, on television as well. Yeah, enjoy
there
that
you go,
box.
babe.
Here's the box. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, why don't you put it on my finger? Yeah.
No, wrong hand. There you go.
Line drive in there for a base hit. Speaking of a ring, our Nissan. We love our partnership with Nissan. Our Nissan key to the game. They don't just hand it to you. Like our fine gentleman did before, in error, and then he righted his wrong. They don't just hand it to you, meaning one thing that you have.
A World Series ring.
They don't just hand it to you. You've got to go out and get it.
You definitely have to go out and get those.
And by the way, as we raised our glasses to the Diamondbacks last night, we raised our glass to that young couple and wish them many happy years together. They'll always remember the night that she said yes and he handed her the box. That was chopped foul. 0-2 the count. Henry, of course, trying to hit a homer here.
He's definitely. He's always trying.
He's got 7 of them of his 23 hits. His club is up 6-1. Breaking ball just off the plate. 1-2 the count. Barry Zito pitches at 33 years old now. Played collegiately at 3 different spots. And is a Cy Young Award winner. Won the award back in 2002 with the 23-5 mark. A little ground ball ranging. There's one on the first. Good pitch down and away. Rolled Blanco up. And the runner moves up to third. Our Chaz Roberts air conditioning, cool play. We love Chaz Roberts. And we love when Ian Kennedy proves the numbers in the broadcaster's wrong.
And I love it. Good for you, Ian. That's a long ways to hit a baseball to center field here. And good for Ian.
Fastball is outside. 1-0 the count.
Ian's looking a bit hitterish tonight, isn't he?
Very hitterish. He got a little change to his stance, a slightly open approach to him.
Spent countless hours with Don Baylor working on that stance.
That's not accurate, folks. 2-1 is the count.
You don't think so?
Well, countless minutes. And he does work on it, and we don't want to give him too much of the business. All these guys do care. and they know it's a way they can help themselves. Got a little bit of a right-handed Adam LaRoche in this new approach.
Oh, really?
Well, he's slightly open stance. You remember?
I do.
The former Diamondbacks first baseman.
Had a terrific year last year for the Diamondbacks.
Kennedy knobs it. Oh, nearly a third hit.
And Ian had no idea where that ball was. He nearly hit a double down the right field line. He thinks he popped it up to the left side. Up. Where? Hey! It just missed the first base bag. They're up. Hey! Up. There's all kinds of confusion. Just from that to the proposal, just handing your lady friend the box. Oh, he was nervous.
The 3-2. Ian takes high.
3-2 changeup.
To a pitcher. One more time, Gracie.
There you go. Okay, I popped it up somewhere. Where is it? That's great.
So now Willie Bloomquist. He is grounded out, flied to center field. Willie also had a Texas leaguer. He picked up his single. Got a couple of RBIs waiting for him out there as he goes to work. Good looking curveball, strike one. Zito began in the major leagues in the year 2000 as an A. And I can't wait, honestly, to see the movie Moneyball. It's out now.
Are you going to go see it?
About the building of the Oakland A's. But I'll tell you this. It's one thing to look at on base and slugging percentage and all the things that go into it. But it really helps to have Hudson, Zito, and Mulder.
Exactly. And Giambi, Tejada, Chavez.
And you can take a chance on a Scott Hatteberg. And, hey, with all due respect to Oakland, by the way, a tip of the cap with very, very few fans and very few dollars, what they did. I mean, one of the great stories for a long time in the game.
Yeah, but Zito, Mulder, and Hudson. That was a tough trio. I found that out in interleague play that year. They came in here. That was the year we won the World Series, but during the All-Star break, or right before the All-Star break, we played the A's. And we're still licking our wounds from that sweep.
The 2-2. In on the hands. Good pitch. Love this sign. These are folks that pay attention. Let's hope the experts pick the D-backs to finish last in the postseason as well.
I kind of think that's where Kirk Gibson wants.
That's Mike Haggerty up
Mikey,
there.
wasn't it?
Yeah, Mike Haggerty with a good-looking sign. Into the dirt it goes. You folks have been paying attention. Be your own experts.
That's what Kirk Gibson was saying. That's his quote.
What was the word Gibson used with, we know we'll read and hear a lot of gibberish heading into the postseason, and that's just fine. Look, he was a member of the media for a couple of years. He was a broadcaster. He understands you got to have opinions and fill airtime. 3-2. Bouncing ball. And in time for the out. Glad to have you spending your Saturday night with us, where the Diamondbacks and the wisdom of Mike Haggerty on top 6-1. Ballpark wearing the Ian Kennedy red beard. And Gracie, I tell you, second place.
Not bad.
And you said it simply. Tonight, you're all right.
Who cares? It's playoffs. It is a playoff. Whoa.
They held up
Fear
their
the
own.
red beard.
Yeah, fear the red beard. Ian Kennedy.
I like that fear the red beard.
We talked about the focus of Kennedy earlier, getting right on the mound. There's all sorts of shenanigans and fun going on. Kennedy, watch this. The race is going on. They're wearing red beards. Out to the mound. Doesn't even pay attention. Acknowledge.
He's locked in.
He's going to work. Good stuff, guys. Very different than earlier this year. Your guy looks just awful in that red beard, by the way. Very different than earlier this year. You know, it's somewhat of a fine memory for the Diamondbacks when Daniel Hudson was warming up in Houston, Texas. And he had the same focus. And there were taco sauces that ran front of home plate.
Yeah, they didn't stay on the
line drive in the left center field. Can Young cut it off? He gets over there, fires it back in. Nice play, Chris Young.
Certainly was.
I'll tell you, that's what he's supposed to do. Well, if that's the case, he did what he's supposed to do very well.
Right fielder Carlos Beltran.
Chris was saying after the ball game last night that he and his outfield mates, specifically Parra, Upton, and Young, when they all start out there, which will be every game in the postseason, they take a lot of pride in helping the pitchers out. Beltran, fly ball, right field, racing over. Parra with a diving play! Yeah, you bet they take a lot of pride.
Six to 1 ball game. You've already got the playoffs clinched, and you're giving that kind of effort. No regard for your body, diving right into the wall in right field. Just a great play. Sellout crowd's really appreciative as well.
That crowd was standing in Uptown, interestingly enough, the section where they have a lot of fun and they play behind and cheer behind Justin Upton. They're glad to cheer a play whoever's in right field. They take a lot of pride in it. Breaking ball is outside. Trying to win for the 21st time and finish the season with 21 wins and 4 losses.
That'd be something else, wouldn't it?
It'd be truly something else. It would be historical, if you will.
3-0 now on Sandoval.
These are the pitchers in the last century that have done with 20 or more wins and 4 or fewer losses. That's the entire group.
Man. My captain had some time last year with the Diamondbacks.
He's a good man.
He retired after a little time in spring training. Strike 1 to Sandoval.
Preacher Rowe did it with Brooklyn in 1951. That was the only 20-win season Preacher Rowe ever had. You want to talk about having a season. Received MVP votes that year. That was before there was a Cy Young Award. That one is flipped up and into the seats.
He beat him with a 3-1 fastball in the middle of the plate.
Gracie, you'll be glad to know that Preacher Road is the pride of Ash Flat, Arkansas.
I don't know where that is, but I certainly know a lot about Arkansas. That's where my family is from. I don't know where Ash Flat is, though.
The 3-2. And Rowe, his family in baseball, we lost Preacher back in November of 2008 at 92 years old. And when you're on a graphic with those that contributed to the game a half century ago and those that were a part of paving the way in a lot of different ways, like Ian Kennedy has the opportunity to join, that's some kind of special. I mean, we're talking about 100 years. The 3-2. High drive, well struck into the gap. In left center field, off the wall. Back in, cut off man, no relay. RBI, Pablo Sandoval, second RBI of the evening. And for Sandoval, double number 26.
Put a charge into that ball to left center field, and fastball up. No, it wasn't up, it was just in the middle of the plate. And by the time Calgill gets it in, Fontenot scampers around the bases, and the Giants making a little noise here in the 6th.
Here's Brett Pill. Good pitch. That was a cut fastball that stayed in a little bit. And Bill is erased. Well, right now I would imagine when you talk about the Cy Young Award, we just saw your fun-loving race, Gracie, the racing legends, but the man who's out front in the race is in Los Angeles and Clayton Kershaw.
I think you're right.
As we said coming on the air, it's an honor to earn the right to be in that club if you're Ian, if you're Clayton, because Halladay and Lee have been there and done that, and they're doing it again. What I read into that is there's a couple new sheriffs in town.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you
Mark
bet.
Reynolds, huh?
No, Mark Reynolds is in Baltimore. But just guys that are switching the balance of power around a little bit, making statements.
Well, eventually guys like Cliff Lee and Roy Halladay, the baton gets passed. Right now, guys like Ian Kennedy, Clayton Kershaw. See if a few other guys come to mind. Can't really think of anybody offhand right now, but I would imagine Daniel Hudson will be
a guy
that's gonna win a lot of games in his career.
1-1 the count. Brandon Bell. That pitch is low.
Tim Lincecum still a young pitcher.
Well, I was going to say Tim Lincecum with a couple of awards already and still in his 20s. Lincecum pitching this year at 27 years old. Started the season at 26 years old. The 2-1.
Gas. Upstairs and right by Bell.
Sellout crowd tonight at Chase Field to enjoy a Saturday night at the ballpark and enjoy the National League Western Division champions in the year 2011. The 2-2.
Got it!
a Diamondbacks fan because the Diamondbacks unleashed some offense. Ryan Roberts on his bobblehead night singled in a pair. Bouncing ball in the middle of collision there. You talk about Fontenot banging into Bruce Dreckman, both trying to get to the ball or get out of the way of the ball. Ian Kennedy drove in a couple of runs. Kennedy's been on all 3 times tonight, but a huge inning for the Diamondbacks. They scored 6. And then the end of 1, it was 6-1 Arizona. A recent run added by the Giants. 6-2 is the score. Mark Gray spread stanky. Darren Sutton, glad to have you with us tonight. As Aaron Hill from Zito takes a strike. 0-1 the count. Milwaukee there playing now in the top of the 9th inning. They lead Florida 6-4. Now one is popped up to the right side. Ian Kennedy, 6 innings so far tonight with his 86 pitches. He's given up a couple of runs earned. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Not a bad 0-2 pitch.
Right at the kneecaps of Aaron Hill.
Right off the plate, and that's a foul ball. Hey, don't forget, college football Saturday next week. Full day of action. U of A at USC, Oregon State at ASU on Fox Sports Arizona. Check out foxsportsarizona.com for the entire schedule and channel listings for Fox Sports Arizona Plus. Hot shot, base hit, left field, Aaron Hill. His first hit of the night. He also reached on a walk and scored a run. And Hill continues to look real sharp in that Diamondbacks uniform. And I would imagine he feels real sharp in it as well.
Just a fastball in the middle of the plate. And just a line drive through the left side of the infield.
Hill's got 3 stolen bases as a Diamondback. He's been caught 4 times, so he's trying to jump into the mix with that aggression. Young takes a changeup that flutters and stays outside. A career high 75 walks this year for Young.
I like that white sleeve look he's got coming out of the black jersey, don't you?
I do.
Kind of cool.
Keeps that elbow warm if the elbow's a little tender.
Still pulling for Ian Kennedy to win that Cy Young Award. Going to be tough, but it's good to see the fans are still trying desperately to get the attention of the voters.
Well, of course, that's not what it's for. That sign is there for Chris Young and in support of the Diamondback center fielder.
His initials, okay.
And Chris has taken apart lefties this year. He has had a really good year against southpaws. Outside, 3-0 the count. Those ladies know that Young hits 280, 384 on base, and slugs 552 against left-handers. Now, right-handers, it's another story. That's been a tougher go. Now you look at the Diamondbacks and last year, those 97 losses. Ended up tying a record. Most losses in a previous season to become a first-place team the very next year. Arizona in a unique position to be on that list twice. I'll never forget the late Skip Carey, who a lot of us, I think, watched on the national level, and he had his own way of presenting the game.
Oh, it was brilliance, if you ask me.
It was passionate, it was brilliant, and I'll never forget.
And it was dry.
Skip Carey jumping out of that chair and saying, "From worst to first, the Atlanta Braves are going to the playoffs." A lot of fun. And then at times after a big game like that, Mr. Carey, he might have said, there's a chopper to Chipper, speaking of Chipper Jones. And after every game, he would remind all of you that the Atlanta Braves are going to the playoffs. And Andy Griffith is next.
The Giants by a score of 6-2. Paul Goldschmidt was the hero last night. The guy it was interesting. I had a great conversation with him before the game, talking about hitting and how much pride he is taking in late game situations. A lot of times he's down 0-2 in the count, but even as a rookie, he's been able to kind of slow things down and drive the ball the opposite way. He did that last night to drive in those go-ahead runs. And it was interesting talking to Kirk Gibson earlier today. He takes a lot of pride in what his team does late in games. He says early on we don't take maybe as good of an approach, but he says late in games we're the best in baseball.
Well,
hard to argue that.
The statistics tell you that. We talked about that yesterday, leading into an amazing rally.
Oh my goodness.
To the backstop it goes. Joaquin fires that one away.
That was officially a really wild pitch.
And so the young man, Waldis Joaquin.
Holy mackerel. That just made life a little easier for Paul Goldschmidt. Now second and third, nobody out. Infield is halfway. They're going to try to cut the run off the plate on a sharply hit ground ball.
Breaking ball is outside Joaquin.
Well, it's good to see Paul Goldschmidt right there, Darren. Not getting overamped, swinging at something, a slider down and away out of the zone, just taking that pitch and looking for something that you can handle, something you can drive in runs with. And he's content to take his walk. You know what? If you're going to walk me, I'll let you walk me, because I know Ryan Roberts on deck. He will not strike out on his bobblehead night with the bases loaded. So go ahead and take your walk if you're going to pitch around me.
Valdez, Joaquin, swing and a miss, a 3-0 green light.
3-0 green light, not only that, but extremely tardy on a 3-0 fastball. You're going to swing at 3-0, you need to be pulling that ball. Let's see if he's a little quicker to this one. And still got it thrown right by him again. 3-2.
He's walked a couple of times, as you mentioned a moment ago. He scored a run. He has struck out as well in this ball game. He's got 46 strikeouts already in his young career. That's part of his game. To right field. And a souvenir. They are done at Miller Park, and the Brewers say, all right, we have noticed what you were doing. You've got to just hold serve. That's the best you can do tonight. 6-4 the final there.
And he walked it. This kid throws hard. Well, the Diamondbacks with a big opportunity to just put the Giants away here. And who better than Ryan Roberts, who was up in this situation in the first inning and drove in a couple. And here he is again on his bobblehead night, if we haven't mentioned that yet. I don't think we have. Big love from Ryan Robertson. Diamondbacks lead the league in love.
Well, they do.
And tattoos.
Bases full, in a couple of steps in the middle of the infield, trying to hit a grand slam. 0-1 the count on Roberts.
He certainly was. Okay, Ryan Roberts. Take a deep breath. Yeah.
Hot shot, he's done it again. Matty will stop the runner with the bases loaded. Ryan Roberts. 7-2.
Shake those bobbleheads out there in the stands. Shake your signs. Ryan Roberts having a big time game again here. Fastball middle, and he just pounds it into left field. Bang! Head stays right on it. Weight stays back. And the Diamondbacks get that run right back that they gave up in the top of the sixth inning. Still nobody out. That should do it.
Belt is there. Young tags. He comes home. A state of 8. For Parra. And on the scoreboard. Runners on first and second, 1 out. For Parra, he has driven in 3 tonight. He's got 57 RBIs on the year. Calgill doubled back in the first inning. Didn't mean to. Colin this year in 91 games in AAA. Hit .354, had 140 hits in 91 games. Had an on base of .430. One and one the count. Boy, the fans doing the wave. We might want to see that in the truck, guys. Oh no, they're anti-wave.
As am I.
All right. It's a good one. 1-1 the count. Into the dirt it goes. And for Joaquin, distracted by the wave there and just threw it right into the dirt.
Oh, you think so? I don't think that had anything to do with the wave. I just think it has to do with he's really wild tonight.
Well, that is two more than wild pitches.
Ugly pitches.
They're telling me in the control room that they cannot show the wave. They don't have that button.
Right.
It's in our TV truck there. Good shot there. That's just a moment ago. Infield in about halfway. The 2-1. Outside, 3-1 the count. That was actually a Polaroid.
Remember those Polaroids that come out of the camera and you'd have to wait about 30 seconds, 45 seconds for.
I do.
You could put it under your arm. It would expedite the process. Gas right by Cowgill. 3-2 now as he swung at ball 4.
Chopper charging. Better hurry. They get him by a step. Another run. Now 9 is fine for the Diamondbacks as they lead it 9-2. And for Cowgill, his 7th RBI.
You were a modern-day Larry King. Now you're a modern-day Nipsey Russell with all your rhymes. Remember Nipsey Russell?
I do.
Now he could rhyme. He was big league.
Well, folks, here comes.
State of 8, 9 is fine.
Here comes a home run here, folks.
Oh, really?
Hot shot. And that's a foul ball. 0-1 the count. We kid with Henry Blanco, and we do so very respectfully because he has meant the world to this team, this roster, and also to Miguel Montero. That one is low and into the dirt it goes. 1-1 the count. Sean Burroughs, the dancing man. He waits for his opportunity.
I don't think I ever want to see or hear that again.
So Ian Kennedy, looks like his night is done. Two and 1 the count. Kennedy 6 innings, 2 runs. He started the night, Ian Kennedy did, with an ERA of 2.88. If in fact he is done, if Burroughs does hit, his ERA on the season will finish at 2.88.
And good for him.
And if it finishes in a victory with 21 wins. Line drive, Henry Blanco. That one will roll all the way to the wall.
Triple, maybe?
Now he's running Henry. Looking for 3. You asked for it, folks. You got it. A triple for the 40-year-old Henry Blanco.
Come on, Henry. Get a move on, son.
Henry's first triple since 2006 when he was a member of the Chicago Cubs and the 11th of his major league career.
Oh, good for Henry Blanco.
And you cannot overstate how much he has meant to this club. And for guys like that, you love nights like this. Sean Burroughs, too, this year. Some big pinch hits. And it was Sean, as he pinch hits now, in Washington, D.C., when the club was scrapping and scraking. Oh, they need to get Henry some oxygen, says Miguel.
Hey, he's still breathing heavy over there. That's all right. He's 40.
He's pretty darn good shape, though, for a 40-year-old catcher, I'll tell you that. The 2-0. Broke that bat.
Sounded like he broke it. Let's watch. Let's watch the 4-year-old. Stand-up triple nonetheless. Pablo Sandoval, his fellow countryman, giving him the business over there at third base.
Well, you remember the video, if you folks saw the highlights of Sandoval when he hit for the cycle in Colorado here within the last 10 days in his triple. His dugout was into it. He's a big guy, Sandoval. The 2-1. Outside. 3-1 the count.
Well, you know Joaquin is wild if he ends up walking Sean Burroughs. That's just it's one of the more difficult things to do in all of sports.
Well, Sean now, in his 76th game, he has walked twice. Pops that one up. Burroughs with a base hit, and Sean with an RBI.
Dance away, Sean. Dance away. Diamondbacks is laying it on him now.
11-2 is the score. One and 0 the count. Really gives that one a ride. That one well struck to center. And a fine play out there by Christian. But a huge inning for Arizona. A 5-run sixth, including a triple by a 40-year-old catcher. That's right. The bullpen hold up will finish this season with 21 wins. And you know what? He'll finish it with a little bit more confidence offensively because Ian, who came in not doing what he had hoped to do all year, 6 of 59, was on 3 times. And he gives way to the hard-throwing right-hander out of the University of Southern California, one Mr. Ryan Cook.
as you said, the hard-throwing right-hander. I mean, he's throwing strikes. He can dominate. The only time he's gotten in trouble is when he just battles that wildness. You see the 6 walks in just 5 in the 3rd innings. That's just far too many. Stuff-wise, though, he can dazzle you with the stuff.
Leading off for San Francisco, catcher Hector Sanchez.
Diamondbacks' 27th round pick out of USC in 2008. And he is a young man that started this year in Double-A. He had 19 saves in the minor leagues in 61 innings, struck out 62. And what occurred this year for Cook is this was the first year the organization made a decision. Mike Bell, Jeff Pico, his staff, they decided to put Cook in the bullpen. He was a starter up until that point. That's a split-fingered fastball, and that's Sanchez with a base hit. Well, what occurred, though, when they moved him out of that rotation, I mean, here's a young man that had started every game in the minor leagues before this season. He had 48 times in the minor leagues this year. Strikeouts went way up once he got out of the rotation. Probably figured you could take an arm like that and just cut it loose for an inning.
That's exactly right. Here, go ahead and pick on him with that great stuff for 1 inning rather than 7. Worked pretty well this year.
Oh, and 1 the count to Brandon Crawford. One is outside. By the way, Mr. Pico, who handled the pitching, minor league pitching coordinator, promoted to field director.
Jeff Pico.
And a good friend of ours who was good to us while he was here, Mel Stoudemire Jr.,
Absolutely.
promoted back up to pitching coordinator for the minor league.
Did you know Jeff Pico and I at one time were brothers-in-law? Was that one sky to the left side? That looks like Willie Bloomquist going to put that away. Did you know Jeff Pico and I were brothers-in-law?
I did not know that.
Yeah. We married sisters. And shortly thereafter, we divorced sisters.
It's an interesting little tidbit.
So Jeff Pico and I were now ex-brothers-in-law. But I still love him to death. So congratulations, Jeff. On both accounts.
Here's Emmanuel Burris. That pitch is low. Anyway, he got promoted.
I just thought it was an interesting tidbit.
I like it. I know he's helped us every time we need to know a note on the many pitchers that have come to the major leagues. Swinging. Oh, my goodness. For the love of Babe Ruth.
Emmanuel Burris, who has a total of 0 home runs this year, going up there and going, I mean, straight Babe Ruth right there.
Pitch is inside. You better not take a swing like that when you're facing Bob Gibson.
I can promise you, you wouldn't be swinging at the next one. You'd be either on the ground or pulling it out of your rib cage.
Big swing that time. Burris with a huge swing there. This is his 580th major league at bat. He does have 1 home run. He hit it back in 2008.
He's getting his rips tonight.
Fouls that one off, and into the seats it goes. With an 11-2 score, Cook not having to be as concerned about, he's got a catcher over there too, but Goldschmidt plays behind the runner. Very different feel last night with David Hernandez on the mound and Burris at first. That one is outside. As Hernandez, you could see clearly, was going to make an effort to slow down the game, keep the runner close. Something that Kirk Gibson has just mandated his pitchers must do. The 3-2. Popped up. Roberts going back. Burris is erased. Burris almost picked off last night, and for Kirk Gibson, that was a special memory as he looks back on a special night.
One of my favorite parts of the game last night was when David Hernandez, they had Burris, they brought Burris in. He was obviously going to steal. And that whole sequence, yeah, I actually think he had him picked off at least one time, okay? But the fact of the matter is he shut him down. And then part of that whole sequence is, you know, the hitter standing up there, he's got to go through that too. Okay, like, we're not going to just let you steal. If you're going to steal, it's going to be a game. We're going to slow the game down. We're going to try and stop you.
And by the way, he struck out the batter while holding him on first base.
While slide stepping to the plate. Swing and a miss, 0-2 the count.
A couple of nice sliders there from Cook. David Hernandez was once again terrific. He's had a fabulous year. What a shot in the arm he has been for a bullpen that was, in a word, awful last year. It's just awful.
One of the worst in baseball history. Popped up.
Who's got it?
Goldschmidt, Blanco, boys work together.
Who caught that?
Paul did.
I'm going to have a talk with Paul Goldschmidt.
Well,
let the old guys be happy.
I agree with you. 40-year-old with a triple earlier, but at the end of the day, all's right that ends right.
Henry.
Presented by CenturyLink, our post-game show. I'm Jody Jackson alongside Joe Borowski. And Joe, there's a lot to talk about in this game. Offense really having a great night. Let's talk about Ian Kennedy, though, not only with the bat, but on the mound, same great results that we've seen all season long.
Another solid start by Ian, added to a long list of quality outings by the staff ace. But, Jody, I'd like to concentrate on one thing tonight. He was doing something a little bit more tonight than we've seen in the past. Possibly a little fine-tuning for the postseason. I'll break down his outing and let you know what that was.
All right, interesting observation. We'll talk about that and much more with you guys after the game.
Good stuff, and we look forward to your breakdown, Joe.
What do you think Joe found?
I'm not sure what he saw.
Tell you what,
I'm not sure what he saw at all, actually.
He is a bit of a sleuth when it comes to pitching.
Steve Evlison goes to work for the 12th time this year.
Kind of a side-winding, got some funk to him. No, he doesn't smell, just he's got a lot of funk to his delivery.
Ah, okay.
Little Bootsy Collins, if you will.
Oh, sure. Line drive, you can call him whatever you want.
That's
Aaron Hill just keeps hitting.
Bullet right back where it came from. Chuck and Duck, Mr. Edlifson.
Center field.
series home. And lights out on the Giants, certainly. That was last night. Brad Steinke's been down there the entire time. And Brad, of course, a lot of important meetings in front of him, important people standing in front of him. Really just simply put, waiting for the lights to go back on, Brad. What'd you find out down there?
Well, the lights are on a separate grid, and when they go out, they take about 15 minutes to reset. Their metallic allied lights, and they're very sensitive, so everything else in the building, the DVTV in center field was up, all of the lights in the concourses, so it just took a while for those bank of lights to reset. But ready to play baseball. 3 hours in, guys.
Well done by you. And here's some of the images, what happened when they're talking. There they go, lights going out, different angles. Young walking up to the plate, it went dark, and then, yeah, you can see the ribbon board and the scoreboard lights, emergency lights on. And the center field board, as Brad talked about it. Jeff Blum now will hit. As we will see some different faces, different bodies getting a chance to play the rest of this ball game out.
Lyle Overbay's on deck. Might see Robbie Hammock before the night's over.
There's a strike over the inside corner. Wearing your old number down there, Robbie Hammock, number 17.
That's exactly right. Formerly of Brandon Webb fame.
Into the corner, Jeff Blum. And the beat goes on for the Diamondbacks. Matty Williams sending him on around. Here comes Hill to the plate. Another run for Arizona.
Blum gets a change up and he rifles it down the right field line. And then he just started the merry-go-round for Aaron Hill. Close play at the plate. Matt Williams waving him all the way. Perfect relay by the Giants. You see Hill gets there just ahead of the tag. It was an empty glove tag because the ball got away. And Jeff Blum adds on here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
So now Lyle Overbay. There's nobody out. That one jumps out of the zone. 1-0 the count. To Edlifson, or from Edlifson to Overbay. Lyle pitched in Philadelphia in one of his early games as a Diamondback, returning to the organization and brought him in a big way, beating Roy Halladay as he took a run at a complete game victory against Arizona. That was the only game the Diamondbacks won on the road. Lyle called up in 2001, but was not on the postseason roster. It's not as if he called in and went right to the postseason with you guys. So this and last night a very special night for obvious reasons for Overbay as well. Zach Duke warms in the pen. Lyle takes outside. 3 balls and 1 strike the count. Now, if you're just joining us, you missed a 6-run first, a 5-run 6th, a power outage, and then another run added on.
And that's ball 4.
And that is ball 4. By the way, that is 11 walks.
Goodness gracious.
APS Energy All-Star. How about Ryan Roberts?
It has to be, doesn't it?
Yep. It's his bobblehead night tonight, too.
It's the first time we've mentioned that.
Well, post-power outage it is.
Very good. Let's see if he can just have a stellar night here. Go ahead and slam one in the seats.
Breaking ball locks him up. The 11 walks for the Diamondbacks. Most of the season. And the most they have earned in a ball game since May 25th, 2008 in Atlanta. The record for the team earning walks is 13. Fouls it off. No balls and 2 strikes to count on Roberts. Bounced foul up the third base line. So we'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes. Still nobody out in this inning. Look at those guys talking to themselves, focusing, not about to give any at-bats away. Breaking ball takes outside. At a double play.
Well, Ryan Roberts absolutely drilled that ball, but unfortunately it was right at Crawford. And good heads-up base running by Jeff Blum, scampering back to second base. That would have probably been more extra bases. You are allowed to line out on your bobblehead now.
You are?
Yes.
You've deemed that acceptable.
Just can't strike out. Good swing. He's got a good swing going right now, Ryan Roberts.
Gerardo Parra takes a breaking ball outside. 1-0 the count. Line down the line. Out front. Another run scores for Arizona. Gerardo Parra, it is out on a lucky 13 for the Diamondbacks. Parra with 4 runs batted in tonight.
Change up, down. He just goes down and whacks it out into right field. This Diamondbacks just everybody pitching in tonight. And they just continue to lay it on the San Francisco Giants here. 13-2 in the bottom of the 7th.
The 4 RBIs matches a career high for Gerardo Parra. You'll remember he drove in 4 in Los Angeles on the recent road trip. 1-0 the count, Colin Cowgill. 2-0 the count as that one sails inside. 6 hits for the Giants as they have plated a pair. Arizona 14 hits. They have plated 13. Right off the plate, charging, fielding, firing in time for the out. It's an RBI for Cowgill, his 2nd of the night. And another run, 14-2. Runner stays put at 2nd in Park.
Here's Sean Burroughs chiming in.
Is that who that was?
That's Sean Burroughs, I promise.
Yeah, we heard him earlier tonight after his dance. 0-1 the count on Blanco.
And we heard him again there. He is something special.
One the count.
Jackknife out of the way of a fastball in.
Outside. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. Blanco with the triple. Earlier he drove in a run in the 6th inning, 1 inning ago. About 45 minutes ago, so it seems like it was longer back.
He's looking to homer. Ball 3.
He walked back in the 1st and scored. Also scored after he had triple. So a good night for the veteran backstop. Into the dirt, another walk. That is one off the team record.
Like ever?
Yes. 13 back in 2002 against Houston. Meaning walks induced, not walks handed out by the Giants. An opportunity when things turn over like this for guys that have been playing all year long in the minor leagues. Cole Gillespie last season with the Diamondbacks. Outfielder out of Oregon State University. Saw him quite a bit. Came from the Brewers organization. And has a chance now, Cole does, to go to work. Gillespie this year in Reno.
Had a good year.
Was a 300 hitter with a 405 on base. Had a very good year. Drove in 79 and he scored 100 runs. Bouncing ball. Little backhanded flip. That ends it. Power outage. 3 runs. 14 overall tonight. The lights are on now. But still people home. Back of the Bowlyard, don't forget, Diamondbacks baseball brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online, only at southwest.com. CenturyLink. Quest, they're now CenturyLink. Visit CenturyLink.com to learn more. Chase Field, Phoenix, Arizona. Beautiful night. Glad to have you with us.
Catchy tune. Little merengue.
Hispanic Heritage Night. Well, Cole Gillespie's in left field now. I think Calgill's probably got to be in center. That's just a guess. One and 0 the count. That one is lifted up and into the seats, and that's a souvenir. One and 2 the count on Fontenot. Mike tonight Grounded out, flied out, and single to center field. That's a chopper to Lyle Overbay, who is at first. And to the bag he goes in time for the out.
Right fielder Andres Torres.
Got some changes out there for the guys. I mean, some new ball players. Gillespie's in left. Calgill moves to center. Blum out there with Ryan Roberts moving over. Lyle Overbay is at first. Zach Duke works with Henry Blanco. Andres Torres, who came on last
mighty rip
to play defensively.
And he's got 3 home runs on the year. Really trying to get that 4th.
Something tells me with Torres, if it's anywhere close, he'll be swinging.
He's a free swinger, no question. Loves to hit the fastball.
Fly ball belted. Right field. Parra going back. Still going off the base of the wall. Torres will stop right there with the double. Came on for Carlos Beltran earlier in the ball game. His first at bat yields a double. In what has been a frustrating year overall for Torres, hitting just .319 or .219, I should say. He had a fabulous year last year. And now speedster Darren Ford, guy who doesn't see many at bats in the major leagues, but
mostly a pinch runner, isn't he?
He is a fleet of foot. You better get rid of it quickly, pinch runner. As he goes after the first one, pops it up and into the seats.
Only 13 at bats on the year.
Yeah, he had some big stolen bases last year for the San Francisco Giants. In on the hands, base hit left field. Flannery will stop the runner, so Ford is rewarded for his efforts, getting a chance to pick up an at-bat, and he picks up a single. Overall, that's just Ford's 4th hit in the big leagues. Last year, he played in 7 games, didn't get an at-bat. Just pinch ran.
Just pinch ran. Brett Pill, the big first baseman. He's 0 for 3 on the night. This guy's got some bat speed, Darren. Some serious bat speed. Zach Duke going to need to keep the ball down, try to get that double play ball. It's a little too far down.
Off the plate, and Pill chops that one foul. All right. 1-1 the count.
What seems to be the problem?
Oh, no problem. Just glad to have everyone with us.
Oh. Game's going a little deep into the night. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, no. Well, that's a good reminder right there, folks. The 1-1. Bouncing ball. Good hard slide, my goodness, by Ford, and still hanging in and turning it over. It's his bobblehead night tonight. Ryan Roberts. He got hammered by Ford.
It's good hard baseball in a 14-2 game. Hang in there, Rhino. I like that.
Get that man a bobblehead. All right.
Welcome back to the ballpark. There's the good news in front of you. Now other good news. Now is the time to buy D-backs 2012 season tickets. You can become a season ticket holder with guaranteed priority for postseason, spring training, and the 2012 single game tickets. You'll also get access to exclusive events with players and coaches, have flexibility to exchange unused tickets, and you'll have the ability to guarantee every giveaway item next season. Call today, 602-462-4600, or visit dbacks.com.
And we go to the top of the ninth.
That was
I'm sorry.
long. That was a little long.
2-1 the count. I'm telling you this, though. You have had a 3-for-3 Reed night.
Well, thank you.
You outdid yourself.
Thank you.
You could have been phoning it in because you clinched last night. In on the hands. Willie none too pleased. He spins that bat around as he heads to first. Willie picked up a hit back in the third inning.
All right, first at bat of the year for Robbie Hammock coming up.
Crowd certainly remembers him in his 6th season of big league time. Hammock, who did his work this year with AAA Reno, played in 37 games, hit .257, homering 5 times. Waves right through that one. Hammock takes outside. Robbie last played for the Diamondbacks and last played in the major leagues 3 years ago, 2008.
He's been hanging around trying to get back, and good for him. He's back.
Robbie with a bouncing ball. On across, Hammock is erased. But still an opportunity to, as you say, come back and have that at bat. After spending the entire season down in AAA and doing it as a backup catcher, too. And he has been, obviously, as you get a little bit older, you understand your place. He's 34 years old now. He's been down in the bullpen every day. Jeff Matuzis has been given a break on occasion. Hammock willing to go down there and catch and do the work. 1-0 the count, Jeff Blum. Oh, the kid's still having a great time, man. They'd soon stay all night.
Trying to get a ball, sure.
Outside, 2-0 the count.
RBI double. He was only at bat. Partner likes to call him Blummer.
That one is fouled off. Look at the folks up there enjoying themselves.
Still hanging around. Well, you can move on down, kids.
Why? The world is your oyster up there.
Really?
I would love being up there. Great spot. They got their sign all spread out. They're nice and comfortable.
Well, you go ahead and do the play-by-play up there. I'll just stay right here.
No bad seats in a pennant race. 3-2 the count to Jeff Blum.
I'm not saying bad seats.
Oh, no.
I'm just saying,
look at that.
Get a little closer.
We look forward to seeing you in all sorts of different seats.
Oh, here goes paper airplane.
Call us 602-462-4600. Postseason tickets. How's he got it going there?
They're going to launch them together, I would imagine, and see if they can get them all the way down to the field.
That's 13 walks, by the way, real quickly, Gracie. That ties a franchise record.
Yeah, there's been a lot. Okay, go ahead and throw it. Yeah, that was terrible.
That woman's none too pleased. That one is chopped foul. 13 times tonight. All right, so he tossed it. Kind of went around the corner there.
Yeah.
Bouncing ball, and it's a foul ball.
Let's see what he did. He threw it kind of around the. Whacked that nice lady right in her arm. One and two the count now. Very nice lady.
I would imagine she's none too pleased.
I don't think I would be either.
I mean, where did it go? Up behind the pipe there?
Behind the, and then whack. All right, and then bam.
The other way, Lyle gives it a ride. Belt with the late break. It's off his glove. Hustling on around out front, scoring a run. Lyle Overbay using the entire ballpark. Blum got his run again. 15-2 Diamondbacks.
Beautiful swing there. Brandon Belt, he's had a tough time out in the outfield the last two games. Off his glove it goes. Blum scores easily, and Bruce Bochy's going to come make a pitching change. So go ahead and make some paper airplanes while we go to break. And some poor lady's going to get punctured in the arm again. Yep. Got right in the kneecap. Who did that? They're making paper airplanes of their own. There's one right there.
Oh yeah, it's on now.
Yeah, it's game on. This is straight warfare now.
Here is Ryan Roberts with 2 outs. Runzler comes on out of the bullpen and fires a strike. Overbay doubled in Blum, who came on down for the 15th run, matching the season high. They scored 15 against Florida back on May the 30th. The most runs per game in a game by the Diamondbacks, going all the way back to 2007. Well, tonight. And against Florida, and also against Pittsburgh last year. And honestly, I think you folks at home on his bobblehead night would like to see the Diamondback go on past 15 runs right here. Go ahead and get to 16 with Ryan Roberts.
Let him whack one in the seats.
Ryan's had a great night. If you're just joining us, it's his bobblehead night tonight. I think he was trying to whack one in the seats there.
I think you're right.
He goes down.
But he's had a good night.
We'll keep an eye up there. By the way, the Scouts, way to go up there, boys. Hispanic Heritage Night, winning night. They hope for the Diamondbacks again. Los D-backs on the front of that jersey. Honoring our brothers and sisters in our state and our community of Latin and Hispanic heritage as Cuban-born Alberto Castillo goes to work. And that one's belted into right center field over. Leaping, unable to get there is Parra. And Brandon Belt in there with a double. And the throw kind of just trickles on in there. Kind of about the mound it ends up. Different angles, different throws, different spots. You know, good for Brandon Belt. Because it seems kind of tough. You take your #1 prospect and your top guy and put him out of position.
I agree. He's had a rough go out there in left field. I guess they like what they see at first base and one Brett Pill, so they want to get them both in the lineup. Well, Brandon Belt, he's going to have to deal with left field. It's not going to be easy for him.
Alberto Castillo, a nice story. Here is a guy who signed a long time ago professionally, but has journeyed through the independent leagues. For nearly a half decade, he was an independent leaguer. A couple of years back, played on a team that didn't have a home ballpark. Every game they played was a road game in the independent leagues.
Legitimately living out of a suitcase.
So for us to see a guy like this, for a player like that to be in that locker room, he didn't make the list. He wasn't one of the guys we talked to, but don't think we didn't think about a guy like this and how much a night like last night meant to him.
Absolutely.
He's gotten some big outs out of that bullpen for the Diamondbacks. That pitch sails out of the zone. He was initially a Giants draft pick back in 1994. Battled through their system for quite some time. And he ended up in Schaumburg, Newark, Atlantic City, Camden, New Jersey, all independent leagues. And you and I laughed about it, but at 30 years old, 30, that was the year he played on a team that had no home.
Isn't that amazing?
The Road Warriors.
Married at the time as well, is that correct?
With a family.
Yes. Oh, I love the Road Warriors. Talking animal.
Well, no, that.
The tag team champions. Oh, you didn't mess with the Road Warriors.
Well, right. He wasn't part of the wrestling.
They would open up a can on you.
No, I understand. He was a part of
animal,
right,
Road
the
Warriors.
independent team that traveled. Those are all good memories, though I'm not really familiar. 2-2, the count. Brandon Crawford.
You didn't like the big time wrestling? Oh, I did.
Chopper. The Diamondbacks. 1 out to victory.
And hold serve as far as the Milwaukee Brewers are concerned. This is a big win, Darren. Folks at home, you've still got a chance. And it'll be with 4 games left to gain all you need to do is tie the Brewers. Is that correct?
Just a tie. 4 games left. A tie is fine. You will then open at home. Pitches up and in to Burris. And if it were to stay exactly the way it is, though St. Louis keeps getting closer, but if it were to stay the way it is now, open at home against the Atlanta Braves. Should St. Louis actually catch and win the wild card, you would open at home against the Milwaukee Brewers.
There you go.
But either way, that's why it's a fight for home field. The 1-1. Bouncing ball. Blum is there. The Diamondbacks win again. And in doing so, Ian Kennedy will finish the 2011 season as a sparkling pitcher with a 21-4 record. Your thoughts?
I just think this was such a good game in a lot of ways. It got a lot of guys some confidence. It got a lot of guys some playing time that maybe weren't going to get much playing time. And also, you held serve with the Milwaukee Brewers, and you got a chance now still to get that much needed, if you ask me,